Hi everybody, I am back to do what this is going to be actually is a 0 to 7 month update. Since I just kind of started my channel and making videos, I kind of missed like doing all of Swayze's like updates throughout her short little life. So I wanted to do it because I love watching those videos and I am always so curious and so interested as to what other moms use and what their babies are doing and things like that. So I wanted to just kind of give you a real quick like crash course on 0 through 7-ish months. She's 7 months, yeah, like 3 weeks old now, and so I want to just kind of go through this, and then I can do those monthly and share with you kind of what she's doing, what products we're liking, and things like that. So she is napping on my little baby monitor here. So yeah, let's just get started. I did go ahead and take some notes and write down each month what I kind of highlighted in her baby book or what I updated on my Facebook and just things that I remember. So we will start with her birth, I guess. She was born August 4th, 2016. And she weighed 7 pounds, 15 ounces and was 21.5 inches long. And she was born with dark, not black, but dark brown hair, which is just like, I was so surprised. It was super uncommon just because I was, both Trevor and I were born with pretty much bald, like little blonde fuzzy pieces. And I'm not going to go into super detail about my birth and labor and things like that. I will totally do a separate video. I was induced and then I ended up with a C-section. But I will do a whole video kind of dedicated to that. So let me know if you guys want to see that. Otherwise, I will do that in another video. So month 1, I had written down that she loves taking baths. They told us to go ahead and give her a bath as soon as we got her home. They said you don't need to wait at all to give her a bath, just to do it when you got home. So we did, and she loved it. That month we also traveled 2.5 hours away, and she went to a football game, like a college football game. We didn't actually go to the football game. Her and I sat in our hotel room, which was totally fine. I watched, what's that show? Oh, Fixer Upper. It was great on TV. She was waking up every 2 to 3 hours still to eat. And I was nursing at the time. We kind of had a interesting, and I could probably honestly do a whole separate video of that too. I honestly believe that everybody has a story with breastfeeding. You know, if you do it, if you've done it, or if you've tried it, you have a story about it. It's not easy. It's not impossible by any means. There's lots of people who do it. There's some people it's easy for, there's some people it's super hard for, and there's some people it never works out. And to each their own, I think. My mindset initially was like absolutely yes, like no matter what, and I think that was okay. It was okay. She let's see, she was born on a Thursday, and I think we had C-section, whatever. We left the hospital and we went back on a Monday to the clinic, and they did do like a weigh-in and stuff. And she was still continuing to lose weight. She hadn't lost a lot, but she still had lost a little bit of weight, and I hated that. So we went ahead and went back home. She was losing, so I think they checked her in another like 3 days, maybe something like that. Does that sound right? Up until then, like she was never like satisfied, and I could tell. She was getting milk, and I totally knew that she was. Obviously you don't know how much when you're breastfeeding, but I could feed, and then I could pump a little bit and still get a little bit out. So I know that there was supply in there, but she just wasn't like satisfied. And I don't want to go into too much detail because that could be like a 30-minute video. But so by her second appointment, my mom had actually come over, and she could just tell that Swayze was just like not happy. Like, she was unsatisfied. She was kind of hungry, I think. And I was frustrated because I was tired and she wasn't getting enough to like satisfy her. And she wouldn't like sleep. She wouldn't sleep very long, 30 or so minutes. And so that was very exhausting for me because I wasn't ever getting any more than like 30 minutes to an hour of sleep. It's just, there's good, bad, ugly, and evil to all of it. But anyways, I ended up, my mom just said, maybe give her a little bit of formula. And at first I was like, and then I was like, okay. So I gave her, those little like starter formulas that they give you at the hospital. Those little, I think they're Similac, the little Similac bottles. And she sucked one down, and then she lurped up a little bit of it because I think it was totally more than she'd been eating. And then she conked out for like, probably 2 to 3 hours. And that was the first time since she was born that she like slept. Other than in the hospital, she was a lazy baby. But at that point I was like, wow, think how much sleep I could get. I could sleep for a couple hours. So anyways, that was kind of where our formula, I guess, story began, was kind of in that area. I did continue to pump and things like that, so she got breast milk for a while. But anyways, that was something that happened in the first month. Let's see. She likes this, I wrote that she liked the swings. We bought the Mamaroo, the Mamaroo swing. It's by 4Moms, and she hated it. She always hated it, and they're kind of expensive. I mean, for a baby swing, like, those little suckers were kind of expensive, and I was like, no, you're gonna like this. She never did. She never liked it. My sister finally ended up bringing over their, I think it was a Fisher-Price one, and Swayze loved it. She'd sleep in it, she would nap in it, she loved it. So there was that. I thought about selling my Mamaroo, and then I decided to keep it in case my sister's next baby or my next baby, maybe they'll like it, I don't know. So I did keep it, but that was our story on the swings. We spent all this money on this Mamaroo one, and she just didn't like it. So there's that. Okay, 2 months, at our 2-month shot appointment, she weighed 12 pounds, 4 ounces, and was 26.5 inches long. So she really grew a lot in those 2 months. She was sleeping 6 to 7 hours at the time, which I felt like was wonderful. She would drink 3 to 4 ounces every 3 hours. But her nighttime bottle, she would take like 5, maybe 6, and that would get her through like 6 or so hours. She loved the dangle toys that have the little, I think they're Fisher-Price too, but they have like the crissy-crossy bars on them, and there's like toys that dangle. She loved that. And we had one that had like a little bee that sang songs and lit up, and she would layer that, and she would do that for long time. She really liked to do that. So that was super fun, and that was something like, when they're little, when they're tiny like that and they can only lay on their backs, there's just not a lot that they can do. So we took that guy with us a lot of places. We also used, and we got this when she was a month old, we got the Arms Reach Co-Sleeper, and she really did like the Co-Sleeper better than other things. With my C-section, I wasn't able to like get out of bed very quickly at night, and so the Co-Sleeper was nice because if she just needed a pacifier or whatever, I could kind of like soothe her in arm's reach. So anyways, in 2 months, we also went on our first vacation with her, and we went to Mexico, and you bet your butt that that scared me. I was super nervous that she was going to get something. I talked to my pediatrician obviously before we went to do that, but I packed lots of formula, and TSA, they regulate, you know, lots of things when you go through. We only took carry-ons. We didn't take like luggage. So I had to be, I had to do a little bit of like research with TSA and like if they were gonna let me take formula or not, and they did. It says formula is totally fine. I took powder. I also took the pre-made bottles, and they obviously go through and check it. They will, it will like alarm their system when you send your bags through their scanner, but they just checked it, and they didn't say a word about it really. So that was super nice. We sanitized bottles. We had a little kitchen in our hotel suite area, and so I would sanitize our bottles. We would only use bottled water even to sanitize the bottles. They did tell us that the water at the resort that, you know, like came to our kitchen or whatever was filtered and was purified and whatever, but it still scared me. So we just used bottled water and didn't really worry too much about it. She did go swimming a little bit, and not a lot. I don't think I put any water like even past her like belly button. Like she would just put like her feet and stuff in. So that was super fun, but it was also nerve-wracking for me because she was still eating quite a bit, and she was still sleeping all the time. So that was kind of something we did. And traveling, we obviously did airplanes, and everything was just like, it worked out. So that was kind of fun. 3 months was Halloween. She was eating 4 to 5 ounces every 3-ish hours. And she would sleep 6 to 8 hours a night, which is great. She's always been a good sleeper, and she's always taken 2, sometimes 3 naps when she was little. And this, when she was 3 months old, is when we bought the pink Fisher-Price chair. If you have one, you've seen they kind of smush down flat, and then you can set it back up. I'll link it down below, but she loves that. She still loves it. She's 7.5 months old now, and she still loves it. So, if you're thinking about getting it, and they're not like expensive, but a little bit for like what it is, get one, you won't regret it. 4 months old, she loved to laugh. She would laugh and laugh and laugh at Skylar, and it was just those first like baby, like real laughs. She would laugh like previous months, but their first like baby laughs are money. She loved the Jumperoo. We had the, I want to say Fisher-Price, the rainforest one, and she just like loved it. I also put that she would talk a lot, she would jibber jabber, and she'd always been kind of a good like talker. She was baptized this month. This month falls in December. And so she was baptized, and we also got her high chair, and we would sit her in it, and she'd kind of like play toys in it and just hang out up until about 5 months, which at 5 months is kind of when we started to introduce little bits of food. Gerber has little like samplers that we would buy, and she loved those. I think that they had maybe applesauce, bananas, and like pears maybe. But she thought baby food was fun, and I'm glad that we started when we did. Babies, I honestly think they kind of go on a roller coaster with food anyway. Sometimes they really like something, sometimes they hate it. So anyways, that's what we did, and it worked out okay. 5 months, let's see. She weighed 16 pounds, 5 ounces, and 27 inches long. I thought she weighed 20, or 20. Yeah, 27 inches long, that's right. She loved to scream. She went through like a phase, and she, I guess, still kind of does, but she just screams. It's super cute. She was putting everything in her mouth at this point, her fists, her toys, anything that she could get, and she was super drooly, but no teeth or anything starting to show. She would roll from side to side, front to back, and she was also starting to sit up, and we would kind of practice with her, like sitting her up and stuff like that. So that was really fun. At this point, we put her in a little walker. I know walkers kind of, there's like mixed reviews about walkers, but we haven't had any issues with it in the past 3-ish months. There's really nothing that she can like get a hold of. She does go along and she'll grab like the cupboard doors and pull them open. But there's nothing down low that she can get into. And we also don't have any like staircases that go down. She only has her walker on the main floor here because we have hard floors. And so I guess we'll use it until we see that there's a problem with it. I don't know. She likes it. She likes to take baths with Skylar, and we bought a Keter bath seat. And it was like, we liked it. There's totally nothing wrong with it. I totally see why people love them. But Skylar could hold her, or we would always sit with her, so we could just set a towel down and she'd just sit in the tub and play with him, and we'd hold her, and it was no big deal. So she did like to do that. At this point, I did get her the sippy cups. This is at 5 months. I got her sippy cups, and just to like play with. I remember talking to my sister, and she has a 2.5-year-old, and she said that like she had a really hard time getting, her little girl's name's Lily. She had a hard time getting her to switch over to a sippy cup. And so when our pediatrician said to just, you know, play with stuff and don't be too serious about it, I was like, okay, well, just try one. So that was the beginning of our sippy cup buying issue. And I knew this was gonna happen. My neighbor told me this was gonna happen. As soon as you start buying sippy cups, you're like, ooh, maybe they'll like this one, or maybe they'll like this one, and that one's cool, that one's purple. So there's that. And now we've got like 50 sippy cups, and she uses like 4 of them, but it's okay. Oh, she also at this point liked to ride in the big girl, like the seats at the stores on the carts. She liked doing that. Hobby Lobby, which is, if you don't have a Hobby Lobby, it's kind of like a Michael's or a craft like decorative store. That was the first place and time that she got to ride in it, and I just thought, oh, let's try it. And she loved it. She kicked her feet and she laughed and she grabbed the cart, and she just thought it was super fun. So that was kind of the beginning of that. And she tried pickles for the first time at 5 months and loved them. She would like look at it and then she'd put it, and she just loved it. 6 months she started to say da 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 da. And at first I was like, really? But I loved it. I thought it was so cute. She would see him wake up and she would say dada, or she would just say it all the time. So super duper duper cute. She would stick her tongue out all the time. And she would do, we called it her bulldog face, and she still does it, and I love it. But she loves to do that, and she just like does funny stuff with her tongue all the time. She had her first sleepover at my mom's house. Trevor and I went to his military ball, and we weren't really sure, like planning, I don't know, we didn't really know how long we were gonna be out. I did take everything for her to stay the night, but I wasn't really sure. And then we actually had a ton of fun, and we stayed out kind of late. So she did stay the night, and my mom said she went to bed by like 9 o'clock. She slept in her pack and play all night. Didn't wake up, didn't move a muscle. My mom said she woke up with her every like 2 hours just to check on her, which I felt bad, but that's what grandmas do. And let's see. Yeah, so she did her first sleepover at 6 months. She also got influenza B at 6 months. She was tested and tested positive for it. Skylar had it, which I'm sure he brought it home from school or something, and we tried really hard to make sure she didn't get it, but she did. She ended up taking Tamiflu, which really helped her a lot. Turned around in like a day and a half, like really, really good. Good effects for her, but she's a terrible medicine taker, and so we had a really hard time getting her to take it, and we kind of ruined baby food with that. We were doing anything trying to get her to take it, and we put the baby food on a spoon with a little bit of medicine. Anyways, ruined baby food, so oops. But she is starting at 7 months. She is starting to do a little bit of different baby foods now. She has 2 teeth, and she's getting 1 more. She was hospitalized at 7 months. If you guys watch my other videos, you'll see that she was put in the hospital for a couple days and a couple nights. And that was crummy as all get out. Worst nightmare. She weighs 19 pounds and is 30 inches long, so she's super tall. She's like over the 100th percentile. She likes to suck through a straw anytime somebody has a straw. She's like, let's see. She likes baby food, but she prefers like table food, real food, whatever we're eating. And she will push herself around like backwards. She hasn't figured out forwards yet, but she will do backwards. And she also started saying mum, 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 mum. So I love that. And she doesn't say dada as much now, but she says mama. So that's good. We went to the store today and I got these little, you could put like snacks in them and stuff. I don't know. They say 12 months plus, but I'm gonna see. I think that she'll be able to figure it out and like, oh, there's treats in there. So I am excited to try these. And we also got this CD for the car. Sometimes she gets bored with her toys, and I sang to her all the way to the doctor the other day, and she was like happy just because I was singing. And I was like, couldn't think of any more songs to sing, so I was like, oh, look at this, it'd be great. So anyways, I got this today and I'm super excited to put that in the car. But yeah, that's kind of all I had for her update. I don't want this video to be like so long that you have to like get a pillow to watch it, but I did want to kind of like breeze through those a little bit just so you kind of know where we've been and what we've been doing when she's been sick and things like that. If you guys have questions, totally leave them down below. I am always open to answering questions. Even as a first-time mom, I know 3,000 times more than what I did when I was pregnant. And you think you kind of like have an idea of what you're doing when you're pregnant? No, just wait. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I'm super excited to do these every month. Hopefully like next month's and things like that, I can kind of gather like our favorite products and stuff and show what we're liking and things like that a little bit better. But I will leave some of the products down below that I can think of that we used and liked. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.